receivers, Cooley top of the screen against Kenneth Lyons. Red Feather to throw. Red Feather going to the end zone. It is a touchdown. Cooley, the Bulldogs have the lead.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. In the backfield is Streeter with 1 more. Hand off Streeter, gonna try to find a hole. He does. He's gonna try to break another tackle. He does. Out to the 20. He's gonna go for the pylon, and he's gonna get in to the house. Reggie Streeter with his 4th touchdown scamper of the day gives Louisiana their first lead of the day.
You might want to look at Reggie Streeter with his 4th touchdown, but watch the block here. It looked like number 59 for the Vancouver Legion here was going to have the angle on him.
On the previous play, you know, they represent the city of broad shoulders.
The player with railroads.
And the throw by Donnell is complete to Jamal Wooding, and he scores the touchdown on the very next play. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Wow, Atlanta derails the Chicago defense on their play. He gets behind him.
It's just everybody let him go, and Maurice Spurgeon was the only one back.
2 backs and 3 receivers as Marconi drops to throw. And no pressure on Marconi at all. The pass is picked off, and the defender, or the receiver, fell over. That's Koyama Shigeki, and he scores. Touchdown Legends on a pick 6 from Marconi. And the receiver fell over as he breaks for the football. Actually, Cooley thought he had a catch and was just trying to get his feet in bounds. And the Legends,
second down and 6. Pine is down 4. Cantrell empty backfield, and Cantrell up his back foot. Touchdown! What a throw from Cody Cantrell to DR Sim. That was masterful.
I thought that for sure was going to be knocked away or picked off. Anytime you see any SFL quarterback scrambling out of the pocket, it's usually not a good sign, but DR Sim gets so wide open here that he has such a huge target there for
Step drop from Pickler over the middle. Another interception. Good
battle.
And a big game last week, and he's off to the races. No one can catch him. Baltimore are cruising here in the first half. Touchdown Vultures.
And we just talked about it. Johnny could not afford the mistakes. That's his 2nd interception thrown here in his first half. Alvin Mack, I've said it time and time again, every time I call their games, he gets sidelined to sideline as well as any linebacker in this league. He takes advantage of a bad situation and turns it to 6.
They'll start off with no Jared McChesney, and Josh Miller will throw. Looking top of the screen, it's picked off right into the hands of Iverson Gamble. A great start for Arizona. Gamble chasing down to the sideline, and Jeremy Mosley prevents a touchdown. What a play for Iverson Gamble, the 7th-year corner, and what a start for the Scorpions.
Second down and 10, 3 receivers. Now they go to Parker on a stretch. Haven't seen that much of the night. Breaks the tackle, and then another, and he's down at the 1. He looked into me, honestly. Let's see the replay again. Parker breaks 2 tackles. Orlando's just throwing a little bit of everything at him tonight, and he's off.
3 receiver set. William Dula in the gun. William Dula to throw, firing deep over the middle. Has a man, Jalen Miller, past the defenders, 5, touchdown, Carolina. Jeff Duffy in the chat just now saying Carolina is never out of it. Don't count them out yet. Well, there you go.
Bombs away, boys. Here it comes. Down the seam, just running to go, and no one's going to catch Jalen Miller. He's the biggest receiving threat.
And Legacy both off to the right side. And Garcia will pass. Garcia's in trouble, avoids a sack, fires deep down the field. The pass is caught. What a catch in traffic. It's a touchdown. Daniel Garcia makes an incredible play, launches it down the field to Clint Myers. And Clint Myers a little upset that Studwell's getting all the love. Over the outstretched arms of A.J. Levy, and Myers gets
SFL Nation, welcome to some afternoon Saturday football here down in Mexico City, where today's game is going to be between the Mexico City Aztecs and the Canton Classics. We are live here at Stadio Matt Wilson for today's ball game, as this is Chad Rowland, your play-by-play commentator, and beside me, as always, today is none other than Cameron Duty here on the call. So Cameron, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Doing good, Chad. Good to be with you on this Saturday afternoon. Getting ready to watch some good football here. I think that today's game is going to be very exciting. Of course, both these teams near the top of their divisions. That just makes them have a little bit more of a competitive edge, a little bit of attrition, a little bit of adrenaline. They're going to come out firing on all cylinders. I think today, my friend, could be a game of two defenses. Both of these teams highly ranked on the defensive side of the football. You look at Mexico City right there in the top three on their run defense. Of course, Canton's defense as well, very much near the top. I think it's going to come down to those guys. I think you're going to see a lot of pressure that Mexico City is going to be putting on Canton, Cameron Curtis, and and Johnson, the running back there, and that tandem with Kane Hunter. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think that it's going to come down to the trenches today.
All right, Cameron. Yeah, and Mexico City coming in here, winners of the last three. They sit at 4-2, while Canton last week getting dog walked there by the Las Vegas Fury along with their mascot Mac. No offense to Mac and the Canton Classics, but here we go nevertheless. And I got to tell you, you're absolutely right, Cameron. This is going to be a game that is going to be defined in the trenches tonight. So we are set here to kick this off, and let's get this party started as Canton kicks it away to Mexico City, as they will field that from their own end zone. And that is going to be taken just past the 20, little juke move there, and out to the 23-yard line, where it's going to bring out their quarterback, Jordan Sipe, his first season with the team, last season previously with the Jacksonville Kings.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's going to be interesting. Mexico City's going to want to come out here trying to fire on all cylinders. I think that's what you can expect. Get a good tempo in and kind of keep this defense there a little bit shaky.
Power I formation here, 1st and 10, and they're going to go to that run game, and that is none other than Phoenix Jones, the 7-year veteran, there on the run for a gain of 6.
Well, that's kind of what you like, isn't it, Chad? I mean, get up to the line of scrimmage pretty quick as they did, hand the ball off, get a good chunk of yardage just to kind of start the game off. Now you're in 2nd and 4, and already a little bit more manageable situation there. Of course, we kind of can expect them to go to the air pretty soon, I would think.
Much formation at the top of the screen. Sipe seeing something with the defense. He's going to change the play here. Look for a screen route on the top side. And nope, indeed not. They're going to run the ball with their other back, Ray Bentley, there on the short game.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer Ray Bentley there in his 12th season, all with Mexico. And you're kind of, like you mentioned, I expected to see him maybe go to a screen route there. Nevertheless, they tried it up the middle and a good defensive stuff there by the Classics.
Three wide receiver set here for the Aztecs. As a solo running back in the back, Sipe with a short drop, looking, and there's the pressure, and they get to him, goes down for a sack. Gary Burney, the defensive tackle there on the sack.
A great play by Burney, putting all 289 pounds right there on the quarterback Sipe. Just a great job getting through his block there. And, of course, that's what you want if you're Canton. You've got to rely on your defense in a game like this, obviously. That's their strong suit, and they showed up on that drive, didn't they?
Yes, they did, and that is going to be a 3-and-out there for the Aztecs. If you're the Classics, that's exactly what you want to see here. And, that was almost blocked there, Cameron, as he just barely got the ball off. As that's going to be fielded at the 20, about the 34, taken out. They're not going to get much more than that. And that's going to bring out the quarterback for the Classics, Cameron Curtis, a 5-year veteran in the league. He's 2 years here in Canton.
Yeah, Curtis has had a tough couple of games. Unfortunately, 2 games before he went out with an injury, had to miss the rest of that game. And, of course, last week they struggled against Las Vegas there. So we'll see what they can come out with. Maybe expect to see them firing.
Power I formation here. They're going to start with the run game. It's going to get to the outside. Robert Johnson there with a gain of 3. And let's quickly go through this Canton offense. Cameron Curtis, a quarterback. Robert Johnson, At running back, Kane Hunter, the 26th overall pick at fullback. Kendra Wells, Al Dillapre Sr., Mike Twinscrew. There's the wide receiver. Jack Wall and Bob Lung as the tight ends. Jacques LePancake at left tackle and Girth Lord at the left guard. 2nd and 7 here. 2 wide receivers set at the bottom of the screen. Gun formation. Curtis drops back, looking over the middle, finds his man. That is going to be a first down. That's Mike Twinscrew.
Yeah, Twinscrew is somebody who's going to be very I can expect him to be a big key in today's game, to be honest with you. This is in covering them the last few weeks, this is a route that you've seen them run with success quite a bit. Just that nice little route over the middle, Twinscrew dropping down beneath the coverage there and picking up some good yardage. It's what works for them. They're very good at picking up, 6, 7, 8 yards, and again, showing effectiveness there.
Fullback formation here for the Classics. That's going to be a handoff up the middle. Gain of 4 there for Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson is somebody who, of course, if you have had a chance to watch Canton in the, so far in the early part of this season there, they rely heavily on him as well. He is someone that is very tough to bring down when he gets into open spaces, which once again makes it interesting with the run defense as good as Mexico is. Can they stop Robert Johnson?
4 wide receivers set here. That's going to be a handoff up the middle. That's going to get some positive yardage. Almost gets to the first down, where that's going to set up 3rd and 1 from the 40.
Yeah, another nice run again. And as you can see right there, just on display what he does when he gets a little bit of traction. Again, very hard to bring down. As I said, he can be very elusive. And, of course, he is known to put his head forward and just kind of plow through the line there. And we'll see what they do here on 3rd down and short.
Heavy formation here. That is going to be up the middle. They are going to get the first down. That's all they needed, just 1 yard, and they got it. Robert Johnson.
I sure did, and I think he's feeling a little bit of confidence there as you see him come up from that tackle. And that's good. That's what you want to do if you're Canton, as we have talked about, just setting a good tempo for your offense. This is exactly what they need to just continue to move the ball. Now, what they do need to do is find a way into the end zone instead of settle for field goals like last week.
Gun straight here for the Classics. Slant routes for everyone. That's going to be thrown. Perfect window right there. Al Dillapre Sr. with the catch and a first down.
Well, there you go. Dillapre once again getting involved in this. And how about Cameron Curtis right there, just standing in there and really delivering a perfect pass and putting it right on the money, really threading the needle there. Again, all good signs for Canton, how they're looking to start out this game.
There's a shot of Mike Twinscrew there, one of the wide receivers for Canton. 3 wide receivers set here out of the gun. Mexico City with 4 down linemen. Curtis drops back, avoiding the pressure, looking to the outside, finds his man. That is indeed Mike Twinscrew as he gets a gain of 5.
Twinscrew's quite the fan of that out right there along the sidelines. That's something that he does really well, toeing the line, staying in bounds, putting his body in position to only come up with that reception. A nice communication between both Curtis and Twinscrew. And again, just positive yardage. That's what you want to see. Continue to go forward instead of putting yourself in a hole and going backwards.
Gun formation here once again, 2nd and 5. Curtis looking to the outside, finds his running back at Robert Johnson, tries to make a spin move, but does not get that. That's a good tackle there by Gerard Brody, the corner.
Yeah, good job by Brody. As you mentioned, he read that like a book, didn't he? And he even expected the spin route. You could kind of see as he started to go into that progression there to try to spin away from Brody. He just locked it down. Obviously been watching some game film.
3rd and 4 here. 4 wide receivers set for the Classics. Almost in the red zone. They're actually on the 20, so technically in the red zone. Curtis drops back, the pocket collapsing on him. He fires to the outside to his check down. That's going to be a loss of yardage, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and out probably will come the field goal unit for Canton.
And here's what you kind of run into when you talk about Canton's season thus far, not really being able to convert into touchdowns. We've had a lot of from what we've seen in this so far this year, a lot of field goal attempts, and those are great. Don't get me wrong. That's what you want to be able to put points on the board, but you've got to be able to show that you can get into the end zone for 6 at some point.
Rob Ems, the 7th-season veteran, out for the kick. That is up, and it is good from 39, so Canton striking first on a very methodical drive there, but it ends with only 3 points.
You have to feel pretty good if you are Mexico City right now, just taking a look at how that drive ended. Again, they come up with the big stop on that third down conversion, pushing them back, as a matter of fact. So you got to feel pretty good if you're Mexico City right now. Again, a bend but don't break mentality.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and role-playing game into one. Team strategies being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL is football for everyone, as Jeffrey Daggs is going to take that out to the 26, and let's see if Mexico City can improve from their last drive. Cameron, they were 3 and out on their last drive.
Yeah, it was a disappointing start for them. You know, they've got a lot of offensive firepower, so you really almost didn't expect them to go straight 3 and out. But that kind of tells you the defense that they're playing here. We'll see what Sipe and company can do.
4 wide receivers, 3 down in the bunch formation. Sipe drops back, look to the outside, finds Ray Bentley, and that is going to be for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
You know, Bentley is someone who is just as good as a running back as he is. He's even a very formidable receiver there. I mean, they utilize him quite a bit there in the screen, and you can see right there, just kind of get some positive forward momentum upcoming here to make this a lot manageable for 2nd down.
I formation set here. That's going to be a handoff to Jones. He's going to crowd up the middle, but he does get through, and he gets a gain of about 3, and that's going to be a very manageable 3rd and 1 here, Cameron.
Indeed, and that's something that I've kind of almost expected to see him go to pretty often in this game. Will be that 2 running back tandem there, Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley. They do it with success. Now, what kind of plan will they have here for this 3rd and short? Who will they go to?
Sipe changing the play at the line. Drops back, looking, finds that out route, finds him, and that is going to be a good catch. That's a 1st down. Great change of play there by Jordan Sipe to find Jason Bartley there.
Well, you're right about that, Chad. That was a great play, as a matter of fact, a great play call. I think that, you know, Canton was expecting run all the way, and why wouldn't you? Like we said, 2 very well capable halfbacks there, but nevertheless, a good play change, and it worked to perfection.
Yeah, they average 126 yards rushing a game, Mexico City does. 1st and 10 here from the 44. Finding Phoenix Jones there on the outside. That's going to be a gain of 5. Good tackle there by Connor Darien.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, in my opinion, talking about Connor Darien there and this Canton defense, is how are they going to respond? You know, you've got the points on the board. You had the 3 and out before. Now you're looking at kind of locking them down here. Can you do the same as Mexico's defense, which is bend but don't break?
And that's going to be a handoff up the middle to Phoenix Jones again. He just gets across the midfield line, as that's going to be now 3rd and 3 here from the 48.
Yeah, 3rd and 3. What are you going to come up with if you're Mexico City here? Again, you can rely on the run because, as we mentioned, they've got that two tailback tandem there. But again, as well as that pass worked, you got to be feeling pretty confident if you're Sipe. You're getting into a pretty good rhythm right here.
3rd and 3 from the 48. 3 wide receivers at the top of your screen. Ray Bentley in the backfield. Sipe looking over the middle, and that was dropped. But wait a minute, Cameron. We do have a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, let's take a look here and see what the ref says. I'm wondering if he's looking for contact.
Yep, and it looks like indeed pass interference there on Ace Singletary, the 2-season veteran, formerly last season of Charleston. And that's going to be a 1st down for Mexico City.
Yeah, it kind of looked like on that play that he just kind of got a little bit too aggressive there, got to him before the ball did, of course, resulting in that penalty. But, you know, that's a heartbreaker for Canton because they did have them stopped. The miscommunication was there on that play for Mexico City. Now they get a fresh set of downs.
2 wide receivers for Mexico City. Sipe drops back, and that is tipped away. Mark Grodick with the deflection.
Nice play by Gronick there. Of course, sporting that classic single single face bar there. Got a really cool throwback vibe to it. But yeah, watch him there just kind of get that big paw up there and swat it down. He read the play. Looked, as you can see him dropping back into coverage. He had an idea of where it was going to go the whole time. And a matter of fact, it looks like they had something kind of brewing there. If he hadn't have swatted that down, he could have took that for some pretty good yardage there. I believe that was number 10, Bartley, who was breaking on that route.
Yeah, great heads-up play there by Gronick. 7 seasons in the league, formerly from St. Louis as well. 2 wide receiver set here at the top. Gun split. Foresight. Drops back. Looks for that out route. Finds that out route, and he's going to be touched down. That was a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
That was a nice job. That was Nick Lockett there in his 3rd season with the league, or with the team rather, and in the league as well. Excuse me. But a nice job of adjusting his body there to cradle that ball as he went to the ground.
Looks like Gun King spread formation here for the Aztecs. Sight drops back, looks over the middle, and that is going to be intercepted. Bob Funk with the interception out of the safety position. He's going to get it down to the 33, and Canton comes away with a turnover.
How about that, man? Bob Funk coming in there, 6'4", 220 pounds, his 2nd season, and it's really beginning to show he's gelling with this team. I mean, take a look at this. Perfect. Read the route just beautifully, and then turns it back upfield for some extra yardage. But you couldn't ask for more than that from this defense. As we mentioned, a strong suit. I know we'll probably hammer it home the entire game, but that's just how important the defense is to Canton right now. The fact that they can come up and make these big turnovers on these teams and keep them in the game. It's essential to their play scheme.
1st and 10 here from the 33. Let's see what Canton's offense can do to make that turnover hurt. Look to the outside, finds his receiver. That is caught by Mike Twinscrew, and that's going to be a gain of 8.
Yeah, you couldn't really ask for a better start to this game if you were Canton. Like I said, it would be good, to see them, of course, punch it in, as we've said, kind of finish the drive off with a touchdown there. That'd be very beneficial for them to get in a rhythm of that. No time like the present here. It definitely could put them in a hole early on if they can do that.
2nd and 2 here from the 41, just under a minute to go. That's going to be a handoff, it looks like, to Kane Hunter, the fullback. And now it's going to be stopped in the backfield, led by big defensive tackle, Bernard Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson just doing a nice job of coming through there. 330 pounds, and he's a tough guy to bring down, and that's one of the reasons that they have such a good run defense is because of big guys like that, physical on the line. They are very, very aggressive and very successful in doing so.
3rd and 4 here for the Classics. Gun formation. Look to the outside. That is tipped away, and that was almost intercepted. Good deflection there by Matthew Alvarado, the 2nd season veteran.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't ever want to see a drive come to an end, but if you're a Canton fan or a player for the Classics there, you're kind of breathing a sigh of relief because had he caught that and ran with it, there was nobody in sight, really. He would have took off for about 6 there. So instead, you do have to punt it away, but you fight for another down.
That's going to bring out Breddington James III for the punt, as that will be punted away. Fielded about the 22, and going to take it up to the 29. Jeffrey Daggs will, where that's going to bring back this offense here from Mexico City.
Jeffrey Daggs always does a good job there on those returns, of course, getting something out of nothing. And, of course, already starting here with pretty good field position at the 30. Now's a good chance to correct the previous error there of that interception.
1st and 10 from the 29. 2 backs in the backfield here for Mexico City. This is going to be a handoff to Phoenix Jones. Got a little bit of room up the middle. Has a gain of 8 on the play.
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, those lanes opened up. I think that one that he ran through, you probably could have put a small compact car through there at least, but he did a really good job of getting a good chunk of yardage. And we're already to the end of the first, Chad.
Yeah, we are here at the end of the first quarter. Canton up 3-0 here early on. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube. And we are back here in Mexico City. Chad rolling camera duty and the booth tonight. Ron Haynes and Ramos Lynn in the stats truck. Thank you once again, guys, for all the work, and Cameron Irvine producing the game for us. That's going to be a handoff up the middle. That's going to get a first down. Phoenix Jones fighting his way, trying to break everything, and gets a pretty good chunk of yards there on that play, Cameron.
Oh, yeah, look at that replay. I mean, talk about, a truck stick there. Absolutely putting his head forward there and just continuing to charge. I mean, that's really the best adjective that you can come up with there. He is a very tough guy to bring down, and that's the reason why he's got no quit in him.
Yep, definitely indeed has no quit in him. That took a lot of defenders to tackle him, to answer Mike Daggs' question in the chat. 1st and 10 here from the 45. That is going to be a handoff once again to Jones, and that's going to be a gain of about a yard. Let's go through this Canton defense. Chris Porter and Mike All are the defensive ends. Gary Burney and Adam Chance are your defensive tackles. Mark Gronick, Gary Clem, and Ace Singletary are your linebackers. Evan Lacey, Connor Darien are your corners. Frank Bernstein and Bob Funk are the free safeties. And King Jamal back there as a strong safety. 3 wide receiver set here for the Aztecs. 2nd and 9. Sight, short drop, fires to the outside to Ray Bentley. Ray Bentley tries to make a spin move, and that doesn't work at all. Evan Lacey with a great tackle alongside Mark Gronick.
Yeah, Lacey and Gronick coming up there with a big stop. And again, just like we had seen a couple of plays earlier for Canton, it was Bentley who was trying to get the spin move on, and they just locked down on it, stopped that in its tracks.
4 wide receivers set here out of the gun. Sipe looking like he's changing the play. Look for the out route at the bottom of the screen. Not going to happen there, as it's going to be tipped away. Looked like it was intended for number 82, Santiago Lopez.
Yeah, and Lopez got a hit delivered on him, too, after that incompletion there. So I think it was Gronick who come up on that hit. These guys are playing tough. They're playing very physical. If you go back and look real quick at the division standings for both of these teams, they're right in the thick of it, and they know what that means to their chances.
Yep, Mexico City coming in at 4-2, Canton at 3-3. Both have really good opportunity to try to improve and get into the playoffs, as that's going to be taken just at about the 12, I think, and it gets it up to the 16. So that's going to bring back out this classic offense. And past couple times they stalled. They had a good drive that first drive when they scored 3, but looking to try to get some more points on the board here, Cameron.
Yeah, absolutely. Any kind of points that you can scrounge up would be great at this point. You see, Curtis has got good, consistent numbers right now. He certainly does. Of course, only 37 yards, though. It would be good if they could move the ball just a little bit deeper down the field.
Yep, Curtis 6 of 7 tonight. You talked about that accuracy playing really well so far. Curtis with the drop back, pocket going, getting to him, but that is going to be caught there. And that is none other than Jack Wall with his first reception tonight.
Yeah, this is the thing that I had mentioned about a little bit earlier. They're very good at doing a nice job of picking up 3 and 4 yards there, 6 or 7 yards sometimes on the out routes. But one thing we've yet to see from Canton is a deep threat.
And that is going to be swung outside to Robert Johnson. He's got some green a little bit there, and he's going to get up to about the first down marker. He's just a little short, and that's going to be 3rd and 1.
And you don't want to go 3 and out here. You had that happen with the drive after the interception, where things just kind of fell flat. You really want to convert here for a bunch of different reasons. Of course, for one, you're just out to your 24-yard line. If you punt, Mexico City could really get some good field position.
Weak eye formation here. Curtis looking to the outside, and that is intercepted. And that could have some daylight. Gets past the 20, down to about the 11. And wow, what a great play there by the defender.
Yeah, how about that? Was that Liam Ryan, I believe, coming up on that interception? Yeah, and a great job. Watch him just step in front of that pass. And that's horrible for Canton, and obviously a big-time play for Mexico City there. Again, we said this was going to be a defensive battle, so now what? I think both teams have an interception apiece, and that looks the way that it's going to go in this game so far. Defense is really proving to have the most offense so far.
Mexico City setting themselves up very nicely here inside the red zone on the 11th site. Looking, drops back, fires, and that is caught! And that is a touchdown. Nick Lockett with the touchdown reception.
And that is what you have to do You have to take advantage of what the other team gives you, and in this case, a big-time interception, a run back down to the 11-yard line, and then you just punch it in. That was the perfect play call. Lockett there with that quick little move to the inside and coming up with a great reception. You have to score points. More importantly, you got to score touchdowns if you can off of those turnovers. We really just don't know with the way these defenses are playing how much more they'll be at this side of the field.
Chaz Blackwater, the second-round rookie, coming in for the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good. So Mexico City, after a big interception there by Liam Ryan, striking with one quick pass as it comes 7-3. And I got to tell you, Cameron, watching that replay, King Jamal, the safety, was right there. I mean, it just made a great coverage. But Nick Lockett, the 3-season vet, making a great catch.
Yeah, there's sometimes, when you watch professional football like that, there's times that you can do your job as effective as possible, but yet these wide receivers, they're so talented. They can make something out of nothing. We see it all the time.
And Al Dillapre Sr. with a spin move gets past the 30 as it gets down to the 32. So Canton's going to have to come out and try to see if they could do things differently. Last drive ended in an interception.
Yeah, you got to try to shrug it off if you can. And this has been a bone of contention for Canton, I know, and watching him in the past few weeks. They just, really want to try to move that ball down the field. But the defensive coverage here for Mexico today has just been about flawless.
Cameron Curtis drops back. He's looking pump fake. He does a little spin move to try to get away, showing off the athleticism. But that doesn't happen as Skylar Kingsley there with the sack.
Yeah, I think that Curtis did make the right move there. I will be 100% honest with you on that. He didn't see anything downfield. And, you hate to take a loss, don't get me wrong. I mean, you certainly don't ever want to be sacked, but he pulled it down instead of trying to make a dangerous throw, try to force something to happen.
Yeah, would have liked to see him actually just run with it with his legs, and he's going to do a short drop right there. I believe that's the twin screw. That is indeed Mike Twin Screw, and that's going to set up 3rd and 8 here, Cameron.
You take a look at the quarterback comparisons there, 53 yards to 37. It's just not been there on the in the air thus far today, really tells you, like we mentioned, both of these defenses showing up. And here we are again, 3rd and long.
Curtis drops back to pocket collapsing, looking over the middle, and that was tipped away. Liam Ryan almost with another interception, it looked like, as that is going to now stop them again and set up 4th down.
It sure is. Liam Ryan is coming up big in this game, and that's one of the things that as this game goes on, you'll see Mexico City getting very comfortable right now in their defensive play calling. They know what to expect right now. So if you're Canton, it's a tough sledding right now because they're able to pretty much on the defensive side call everything and lock them down.
Tonight on Next Level Sports, the unbeaten Atlanta Swarm try to keep it that way, going up against the Portland Fleet, who have a nice winning streak of their own and want to spoil the Swarm's dreams of a #1 seed. Kickoff is tonight at 6:30 Eastern, only on Next Level Sports. Next Level Sports, get more. And want to say that the Fleet do not have a win streak anymore. They did lose this past weekend to Indianapolis. Just want to throw that out there. 1st and 10 coming up here on the 30. As they're going to come into an I formation set here, looking like it's going to be a run for Phoenix Jones. And that is going to be a handoff to Jones, indeed up the middle, and a good stop there by big number 75 on the tackle.
Yeah, a really good job right there on that stop. One thing that's interesting and that we really haven't touched on yet is these quick 3-and-outs by the Canton offense. It doesn't give your defense a lot of time to rest. And at what point does that become an issue?
See, that's something we're going to have to look forward to there in the second half there, Cameron, as we'll see what they do. Sipe looking over the middle. That pass was incomplete. Could have maybe called a PI on that, but no call there by R62, and that's going to set up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, they let them play on that one, didn't they? Instead of going for the yellow hanky there, because to me, it did look like there was obvious interference before the ball ever to get to the receiver. But nevertheless, a really good swat down there by the defender coming up with a big-time play. And now 3rd and 8 is going to be a lot more difficult to convert.
Gary Clem running that old picket fence from back in the movie Hoosiers. and trying to, but did not get called with the PI. 3rd and 8 here from the 32. 4 wide receiver set here for the Aztecs. Sipes, short drop, pump fake, looks over the middle, finds it. No, did not find his target. That was incomplete, and that is going to be a turnover here for the Aztecs.
Yeah, indeed. I'd like to go back and get another replay of that to see exactly what did transpire there. It seemed like there were so many people in the area at that time. I'm really not sure who was supposed to be the targeted receiver, but nevertheless, just a little bit off on their timing there on that one. And again, a good job of Canton to disrupt it.
Yeah, they had a bunch of defenders around that receiver. I don't know if that was the right call there for Sipe to go in that direction. But that is going to bring out K.L. Barrett Jr. for the punt, the 20th overall selection in this past draft. That's a good little spin move by Dillapre Sr., but will be stopped pretty quickly as they will set up this drive here on the 33. And Cameron, if you're Cameron Curtis, what do you got to do to shake this off about how your offense has performed so far?
Well, I think that you need to go to your strong suits, of course. Go back to your receivers who you have such a good chemistry with, but also don't abandon the run either. I know that it's been tough so far, but keep Johnson in the game. I think they need to continue to utilize him, maybe even in screen situations.
And Curtis short drop finding there is Mike Twinscrew to the outside. That looks like a first down, actually. Nobody touched him. He just went out of bounds, and that sets it up there on the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that was nice, and that's a good way to respond right there, Chad. If you take a look at it again, one of those play calls that they seem to do so well, and he kind of towed the line there a little bit, didn't he? That was close. As a matter of fact, Mexico City looks like they're going to challenge it.
So Mexico City is challenging. Did they say it challenging no step out of bounds?
That's what it said, yes, sir.
Well, let's see what R62 says about this. As we're going to take a look here. Are they saying he stepped out before that, I guess?
Yeah, I think that. And
there it is. Yep, right there. Good. That's actually a good challenge there by head coach Ramos Lynn. Let's see what R62 says about it. And it looks like indeed that they will win that challenge. So they're not going to get the first down. They are going to be just a little short.
Yeah, I had wondered about that. Watching it in real time, I thought I'd seen something, but. And there, the replay proves to be the case. So again, though, still, that's a nice play. That on first down, 8 yards, that's you gotta be happy with that. It makes second down a lot more manageable.
Yep, 2nd and 2 here from the 41. Power I formation. That's gonna be a handoff and get the first down there. Robert Johnson just barrels through the defender, but he was stopped right after that as it's gonna be set up there on the 45.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't going to be brought down, was he? I mean, I think he was tired of coming up short on those 2nd and 3rd and longs there, so he just kind of lowered the shoulders and bulldozed through.
1st and 10 here from the 45. Somebody that's been quiet in this game so far for Canton is Kentra Wells, only 1 target so far. That is going to be a handoff there to Robert Johnson. Going to break to the outside, little spin move. He gets past the defender. That's a first down, a little bit more past the 40, past the 35, down to the 32. Great run there by Robert Johnson.
Yeah, you got to keep feeding Robert Johnson. That's one of the things that I was talking about is, don't leave him out of your game plan here because he's somebody who feeds off of that. The more you give the ball to him, the better he gets. And you can see he was taking the entire defense down with him.
Yeah, that little spin move there right at the line of scrimmage was just enough to kind of break open a little bit. That way he could get through. Good heads-up run there by Robert Johnson.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty.
1st and 10 here on the 32. Canton moving the ball well right now. Another handoff once again to Robert Johnson. Almost got through that line as well. Only a yard. And we're going to take it now to the SFL studios with a game break with Cameron Irvine. Cameron, take it away.
Thanks, Chad. One of the best plays of the season so far. Watch Logan Jack on the outside. Scoots back in. Makes 2 people miss and is gone. Sioux Falls just recorded a safety. The Sparrows lead the Lycans 9-7, which coincidentally was the score of their last meeting. LA with the winning that. We got it.
All right, thanks, Cameron, once again. Look at Cameron Curtis is going to run it up the middle, taking it to himself. And that's a pretty good gain there, as that's going to set up 3rd and short here for the Classics.
Yeah, that was very nice, and it's kind of what I think we've seen him try to do a couple of series ago there when he got drugged down behind the line of scrimmage. But my goodness, this team right now, maybe it's not clicking 100% for them in the passing game, but they're doing everything they can to keep moving this ball in whatever way they can find.
Three wide receiver set here for the Classics, looking over the middle, and that was dropped. And not really sure. That looked like it may have been the backup tight end. Not sure on that, but it looks like it's going to be 4th down. Actually, take it back. It was dropped by the fullback, Kane Hunter.
Yeah, it looked like Alvarado come up there, maybe kind of applying a little bit of pressure on Kane Hunter there. But, you know, that's big because you got to convert that. Again, you put yourself in a field goal situation, and that styles a drive that was looking really good.
Canton settling for 3 once again here. Rob M's coming out. Snapping. Oh, that is blocked! And it looks like they're going to try to return this, and that doesn't work, as that is going to be really a turnover on downs there, as the snap was not good. Tex Grigg was the holder and did not get a good grip on that, and it was blocked by Mexico City.
Yeah, that was like I said, it was a bad hold on that, and man, that's heartbreaking because again, you leave points out there on the field, and it's so hard in today's game to get down to this area of the field where you can try to get some points.
1st and 10 here for Mexico City. Sipe drops back, finds his target, but he was hit as he caught the ball, but it was incomplete, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Boy, he was right on him, wasn't he? To me, it almost looked like it could have been maybe potentially a reach in for a PI, maybe not. But, these guys are playing fierce right now. I think, as we mentioned before, both teams know what this means to them, this game, with their respective divisions, and they're playing hard.
2nd and 10 here from the 32. Sipe drops back, looking for that out route, finds that out route, and that is caught. That is Terrell Cooper there with his first catch of the night.
Yeah, and stopped dead in his tracks right there by number 20, Evan Lacey, who we've not really got to say a whole lot of yet today, but a good job of coming in and stopping that from going any bit further. Now that makes a 3rd down and 4, and both of these teams right now are really just looking to convert. It's been a while for both.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 here from the 39. Gun formation here for Mexico City. Sipe looking deep down the middle, finds his target past the 40. That is a 1st down. Good catch there by Nick Lockett.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Nick Lockett can do, and I wondered if they wouldn't try to go to him right there. Again, that is the same type of play that we saw earlier that they scored on. Obviously, that was a shorter route, being down in the red zone. But nevertheless, you take a look at that and just how when he does that little cut to the inside, he gets a little burst of speed, and him and Sipe have a great chemistry right now.
Yeah, 3 catches for 41 yards tonight for Nick Lockett, and that's going to be outside screen pass to Ray Bentley, and that's going to be a gain of 5 to set up 2nd and 5.
I like what Mexico City is doing right now. Ramos Lynn, their coach, and coordinators they're coming up with a really good play scheme on this drive. They're doing short pass, mixing it up with a longer throw, and not forgetting the run game either. It's just a really good variation and kind of getting Canton a little bit frazzled here.
King spread formation again here for the Aztecs. 2nd and 5 from the 32. Low snap, Sipe able to control it, finds his man. That's a 1st down. That is Lockett again, as that's going to set up 1st and 10 here on the 24.
Yeah, you can't blame them, can you, Chad? I mean, until they can find a way to stop Lockett, you might as well continue to ride that home if you can. And again, another 1st down just outside of red zone coverage now.
1st and 10 here from the 24. 3 wide receiver set. Sipe with the handoff, and that's going to be stopped in the backfield. Mark Gronick and Gary Clem leading the way there with a tackle for loss.
Yeah, Gronick has his name's been called quite a bit already in the first 2 quarters of this game, doing a nice job.
And that's going to hit the 2-minute warning here in Mexico City, where the Aztecs are up 7-3.
Been a good game so far, Chad. Like we said, we expected it to be a defensive battle. And right now, if you're Canton, you're hoping that you can bend but not break.
4 wide receiver set here for the Aztecs. 2nd and 12 from the 26. Sipe drops back, looking deep, and that is tipped away. Connor Darian was there on the deflection, and that's going to set up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, that one just went through his hands, didn't it? It looked like he was going to secure that one and bring it down for the pick. But Mexico City will live to play another down. That was a big time play right there. Because you imagine if he had brought that down for the INT, they wouldn't have had another shot at going deep here. So that could be a big game changer.
3rd and 12 here. 4 wide receivers looking to the middle. That is incomplete. And that is going to set up the field goal unit here, bringing out Chaz Blackwater on the 4th down.
Yeah, exactly. So 4th and 12 here, you expect them to go for the field goal attempt. Obviously, a minute 53 left in this half. You can extend this to a full touchdown. And at this point in the game, as hard as it's been to get on the board, that's big.
Chaz Blackwater coming out here for the field goal. Hoping to not have the same result that Canton did the last time they tried a field goal. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good from 43 as Mexico City extends their lead by 7. Want in-depth stats all season long? Visit this SFL website at simulationfl.net for more info about the league and its 28 teams, and to see all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. And Cameron, Canton obviously is going to get the ball here. They got 3 timeouts, minute 49. Let's see if they try to put a scoring drive together.
Yeah, indeed. You have to.
And that's going to bring out Dillapre out of the own end zone, and that's going to be down to the 26 as Cameron Curtis is going to have to do something that Canton normally doesn't do. They're going to have to try to go deep a little bit here.
Yeah, going to have to go deep. And, of course, as you said, they do have the 3 timeouts, which is going to be very beneficial to them if they can move the chains. What you don't want to do right now is give Mexico City time and field position to put another score up before this half ends.
1st and 10 here from the 26. Curtis drops back, looking to the outside, finds his target. That's Robert Johnson, and he gets out of bounds for a gain of 2.
Let's go a little bit deeper than that. I understand that, you want to take what the defense gives you when there's nothing deep there, but I think you got to start taking some shots. Obviously you can't put yourself in a big risky situation, don't get me wrong there, but you've got to look deep. You've got to give an opportunity for one of these talented receivers to go up and make a play.
And they're in a gun formation here, 2 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. 2nd and 8. Curtis looking deep, and that is caught. And I believe that's Mike Twinscrew. It is Mike Twinscrew, as that's going to be 1st and 10 from the 45, and the clock continues to run.
Yeah, and you know what? Just like we said, you got to give him a chance. Twinscrew, I mean, he's 6'3", and he's got a good jump on him, too. I mean, you've seen him go over top the rest of the defenders there, and now they're going to try to hurry it up a little bit.
High formation here, and that's going to be short once again to Twinscrew, who has been pretty much the offense this entire half for Canton, as that's going to be coming to hurry up. 2nd and 4 here, same formation. Curtis looks over the middle, and that was almost intercepted. Matthew Alvarado there once again, but drops the pick.
Whew, yeah, you got to be a little fearful there if you're for Canton at this point. That was a really good defensive play by Alvarado. He's been all around the football the entire game. I know that Mike Dax said he was cut there, but still coming up with a big deflection, and that was a nice play at least to keep a reception from happening, right?
Curtis avoiding the pressure, drops back and fires, and that was tipped and picked off. Liam Ryan with his 2nd interception of the half benefits from the tip deflection.
Well, they got that interception they were looking for, didn't they? Liam Ryan again showing that he's becoming to be a player of the game thus far. Look at that again with great awareness, knowing where the football was at the entire time. I mean, he run right for the deflection there and come up with a big time interception. And listen, this is what you didn't want to see if you were Canton. 54 seconds to go, and Mexico City can move the ball down the field.
Yeah, I think that was a very underthrown ball there by Cameron Curtis. Kendra Wells was the intended target, and there's a sack there for Canton. It looks like Mike All came in there and was able to get the sack.
Yeah, there you go, and a nice job getting the sack. One thing that we hadn't seen Canton's defense be able to do a lot today was bring down Sipe in the backfield. So that was good for them, obviously, and that may it may change the way Mexico City approaches this last 30 seconds.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see them going in the gun here. Sipe looking to the outside, finds his target. That's this Nick Lockett again. And the clock will continue to run. I'm sure that might be probably the last play of the half, I would assume.
Yeah, I would think so. And it being 3rd and 11, I think you'd be pretty content to just ride this, or maybe not.
Well, we say that, maybe not, but 5 seconds to go here, 3rd and 11. Let's see if Sipe snipes this or not. And he indeed does. And that's going to be a play over the middle to Santiago Lopez. And I got to tell you, as somebody who's watching this game up at half, that was kind of a dangerous idea to throw the ball there with 1 second to go.
Yep, I would agree with you. I didn't expect that. I guess maybe the intention was to see if you had any kind of busted coverage you could go deep on. But not in that case. No, that just kind of quietly falls, into halftime there.
And we are here at the halftime. Mexico City up 10-3. And looking at the yardage, I mean, you can see it right there on the screen. I mean, not a lot of yards going on here in the first half, but look at the time of possession for Canton right now, 26 minutes.
Yeah, 26 minutes and 3 points.
Yeah.
That's going to be possibly a telltale stat there that you're going to see as this game plays out. I mean, to have all that time out there with the football and only come away with 3 points, that's rough. Mexico City in half of that time has put up 10 points on the board. So if you are Canton, you need to come back out, firing, of course, trying to, methodical is great, but you got to be aggressive. And right now they've kind of fell into this lackadaisical state just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I think Canton needs to try to do in this second half is, you do have other players besides Mike Twinscrew, right? Mike Twinscrew, 8 targets on 19 attempts, right? So Cameron Curtis has thrown the ball 19 times. 8 of those have been in the direction of Mike Twinscrew. Twinscrew with 7 catches for 60 yards. But you're looking at Kendra Wells, one of your top wide receivers, 3 targets, no catches. Al Dillapre, 1 catch for 3 yards. Jack Wall, 1 catch for 3 yards. So having that situation to where, you're only utilizing one person, that makes Mexico City go ahead and try to focus on that one person and might just stop your entire offense.
Yeah, absolutely. You have so many weapons that you can go to. Like you said, the names that we just called out, these are players that have come up with some big time plays over the course of the season so far. So I know Mexico City's done a good job locking down on them, but like I said, you got to keep giving them a chance. That's really all you can do right now.
Yeah, and now that we are out of the matrix, as I was saying the time of possession time, I was like, wait a minute, 26. I'm like, that makes no sense. But nevertheless, we are here back at Estadio Matt Wilson Field here as we are going to be set to kick this one off. Chad Rowland and Cameron Duty in the broadcast booth. Ron Haynes in the stats truck along with Ramos Lynn. Thank you guys once again. And Cameron Irvine on the production. And as Canton will receive the kick here in the second half. And Dillapre Sr. is going to pass the 20 and get just about to the 26 as let's see what the Canton Classics offense is going to come out and do now. They made some adjustments here at the halftime, hopefully, seeing what the defense is going to give them. Let's see if they make those changes and get some good results here, Cameron.
Yeah, maybe it just felt like 26 minutes, in that first
It felt
half.
like it. Yeah,
It
that's a
did.
good point.
Yeah, I mean, as much as they had the football here, but now you got to get some points on the board. There's no other answer.
3 wide receiver set here out of the gun for Canton. Curtis drops back, and the pressure coming, and that's going to be taken down for a sack. We haven't said his name all night, but Dan Tritz there on the tackle.
Yeah, he's had a quiet night. He has 4 tackles, but that's the first one there for a loss. But coming up at a big point in this game, you come out, first play of the second half, and you're dropped for 7, and all of a sudden you're in that long yardage situation that you've had a hard time converting in.
A 3-time All-Star Dan Tritz there, and there's a free play there for Canton as it's going to get to the outside. Mike Twinscrew with the catch, and we already know what the call is. Let's see if Canton accepts or not.
Yeah.
R62 with the call.
Neutral zone infraction, number 99, defense.
And it is indeed offsides. That's going to be on Skylar Kingsley.
Yeah, so, that's one break there for Mexico City, or excuse me, for Canton. I apologize. And so I think, you've got to take advantage of that. When they've been pretty flawless, though, so far in this game, haven't they, as far as their defense goes? No, no real penalties, and just really playing a great game. So now that you got it back to 3rd and 8, you got to do something with it.
Gun straight formation here. Canton looking deep down the sideline. That is intercepted. And another tip drill resulting in a pick. That is Ben Charbs this time, the 5-season veteran with the interception.
A great play. It really was. And, as much as we can say, they need to go deep, they need to try to do something. But if you don't catch it, when it comes to you there, there's not much you can do. It's just been off so far today, the timing and such for Canton, unfortunately. Mexico City, though, this defense is showing why they are so good, because they can disrupt an offense.
Jeffrey Daggs there on a deflection, the 11th-season veteran, full-time All-Star, just a fantastic player in this league. Jeffrey Daggs, there's no doubt about it. 1st and 10 here on the 44. That's going to be an out route there to Bartley. That is going to get a 1st down and takes him down to the 33.
Yeah, I couldn't tell on going back to the interception there if that was at that angle there, if it actually ever did make it to Jack Wall's hand. It may have actually maybe deflected him on the shoulder or on the arm there. I don't know. Either way, though, the timing was off. And again, going back to this Mexico City defense, that's something that they're big on disrupting. Good field position now for the Aztecs in that.
Sight drops back once again, finds the out route. That is indeed to Phoenix Jones, as that's going to be a gain of 7 to get up to 2nd and 3.
Yeah, like we say, here they are on the 27-yard line. Obviously, they're looking at field goal range right now. There hasn't been a lot of activity in the end zone today. So, with that nice little drop-off there, you're making it easier to at least come away with 3 points. And as we've said, those field goals have proven to be pretty important in today's game, because right now both defenses are really doing an exceptional job.
Yep, Sight 14 of 22 for 111 yards today. 63% completion percentage for Sight. 2nd and 3 here. Drops back. Finds Ray Bentley, and that's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be a loss of a yard. And that was a good tackle there by Evan Lacey.
Well, it sure was. We haven't got to mention Lacey a whole lot today. I mentioned him on a call a little bit earlier. He's had a very quiet game, though. But both times that we've had a chance to highlight him there, it's been in stopping those receivers out in the flat, keeping them from getting a yard more.
Double set here for Mexico City, and that's a good play there. Good catch by Terrell Cooper to take him down to the 10-yard line to set up 1st and goal.
Boy, it was. That was a really nice play. And one thing that did with those crossing routes there, that confused this Canton defense. You can watch it right there. Just enough time to kind of throw them off on their coverage there. And what that did was allowed for enough wide open space for Sipe to complete that pass.
1st and goal here from the 10. As you're going to see two wide receivers in this set. Canton maybe trying to bring the heat. Side looking, drops over the middle. Oh, a diving attempt there by tight end Bill Henry, but just did not make the catch. Just a bit outside, as the call would be on Major League the movie.
But tell you what, that was just off his fingertips, wasn't it? I mean, just enough. And give credit to Canton's defense there. They did enough to disrupt that. He had to throw that a little bit earlier than what he was expecting.
Got weak power eye here for the Aztecs. And that's going to be a handoff to Jones. He's going to barrel through the defender and make his way into the end zone for a touchdown, Phoenix Jones.
Oh, my goodness, but what about that? What about that truck stick there? He threw him down. I mean, I can't get over it. Go back to watch that replay, just how he kind of dismissed him there. Take a look at that on the replay and just keeps going. He was sniffing out that end zone. He knew that he was getting close, and he wasn't going to let anything stop him. What a play. That'll be on the highlight reel for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, he put Mark Gronick down like nothing, right? I mean, Gronick is 6'4", 245. Phoenix Jones is no slouch either, 6'2", 230, but he just put him down there. So
He decked him, yeah.
there's really no way else to describe it but just putting him down. And the kick is up, and it is good. And Mexico City extending their lead here 17-3.
I almost expected there to be an outline in the field, as hard as he put him down. But, that tells you what kind of game we've got going on here today. Both these teams they're fighting hard. They really are. And that's one of the things about simulation football. You can expect hard hits and great competition.
Yeah, Cameron Irvine, Paul Sarp, and the Impact Monday crew head to D.C. this week with the Dragons. Welcome in one of Season 20's top teams, the Arizona Scorpions. Will D.C. be able to pull the upset and turn the season around? This week in the SFL pregame starts at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time before Arizona and D.C. kick off at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on SFL YouTube. And Cameron, that's going to be an excellent game to watch on Monday Night Impact.
Oh, you bet. I love Monday Night Impact. That's so much fun. You get to come home after a day of work or whatever, tune in to some SFL and just enjoy the evening with the highlight show and then the game to follow. That's going to be a lot of fun. They do a great job on that.
Yep, they do. 1st and 10 here from the 21. Curtis trying to avoid the sack. He does not. That's a linebacker blitz coming from Dexter Jackson as he's going to get a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, they just threw him around like a rag doll right there. I mean, Patterson come in with a head of steam, and Curtis really never had a chance to even look down the field. A blown coverage, obviously, there on that weak side. And again, that's 2 straight series with big-time sacks.
Yep, and sorry about that. Shout out to my former teammate, Bernard Patterson, on the sack. I saw it look like a 5. As Cameron Curtis drops back looking, fires, and finds Mike Twinscrew again there, and that's going to be third and 11.
And you take a look at the comparisons there between Lockett and Twinscrew. Twinscrew is beating Lockett in yardage, but the one thing that we haven't seen is, of course, at the end of the stat column there was a touchdown. Twinscrew's done everything he could today, that's for sure, but just not been able to make it to the end zone yet.
And Canton getting the throw there to Dillapre Sr., but it was dropped. I don't know if he was deflected out there by the defender or he just dropped it, but nevertheless, that is going to bring out the punt team here on 4th and 11.
Yeah, let's look at this replay here and see exactly what just out of his hands, right? Just bounced right off his hands. And then, of course, they came in to clean up after it, but yeah, you're right on that, Chad.
Yeah, it looked like the rookie there, Jonte Jordan, the 45th pick there in the 2nd round, with a great hit as soon as he caught the ball. So he may have jarred that one loose a little bit there. But if you're Canton right now, I mean, something's got to change here because so far it's just not working.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right about that. It's been a struggle, that's for sure, and it's not gotten any better for him yet.
And they're going to get that off to Jeffrey Daggs as he gets it up to the 47, and Mexico City's going to have pretty good field position here to try to extend this lead even further.
You begin to look at on down the road, of course, you got to take it, yard by yard, game by game. I totally understand that. But you start seeing the teams around you in Canton's division starting to heat up, and they're starting to cool off, so they're going to have to rectify that pretty quickly.
1st and 10 here from the 47, heavy set, and that's going to be a handoff to Phoenix Jones. And they were able to contain him there. Mark Gronick leading there with the tackle.
Yeah, Gronick has been all around the field today. We've called his name so much, and of course, unfortunately, he got took down pretty hard on that last truck stick there by Phoenix Jones. But he gets right back up and makes a good play, making it 2nd and 9. Didn't allow a lot of yardage.
2nd and 9 here from the 48. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. Sipe, short drop, finding on the outside to Ray Bentley with a spin move, and he is going to get a few yards on that, as that was a good open field tackle there by King Jamal, the safety.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. A nice open field tackle because he had room to move. So he knew if he didn't come up with that tackle that there was going to be probably a big-time run busted on that one.
Ray Bentley, 12 seasons, Hall of Famer here in the SFL, still showing he's got some athleticism. 3rd and 4 here from the 47. Sipe over the middle, finds his man. That is Bill Henry. Hashtag throw it to the tight end.
Yeah, Henry, they'd been looking for him on the last couple of drives. I think back in particular to that play down there around the goal line where it was just disrupted just enough to fall off his fingertips there. But that was a nice play. Somebody that they look to utilize, and you can expect them to go back to him again on this drive. I would just about bet.
Gun straight formation here for the Aztecs. Fires over the middle, finds his target. That is Terrell Cooper again. It seems like every time we call Cooper's name, it's for a big gain there, Cameron.
It sure is. He's not probably got the burden of the catches the entire game, but man, when he's got them, he's come up with some big time completions. That being another one, just a great secret weapon, and I guess secret may be the incorrect word there, but people like Lockett has really took the brunt of the receptions today, but then he has come in with some big time plays. You can't underestimate him.
Cooper, 12 yards a catch so far. Sight to the outside and saw some daylight there for Ace Singletary if he would have been able to make that pick.
Yeah, that would have been going the other way, probably for 6, like you mentioned, if he'd come down on that one. And really, that's what it's going to take right now with the offense sputtering as it is for Canton. You're going to have to look for your defense not only to make stops, but to get some points, and that's one way to do it. You got to come down with those interceptions.
Yep, 2nd and 10 here from the 22. 2 wide receivers set here for the Aztecs. Sight, looking, fires, and that is caught. And I got to tell you, that looked like a wounded duck getting over there to Nick Lockett, but he was able to make the catch and get the first down.
I did, but nevertheless, it got there, didn't it, Chad? I mean, that was an interesting play, the way that it developed. Lockett, again, though, very much in the throes of 2 defenders, still coming up with that reception. Amazing job.
It looked like me in my days as the 7th grade 3rd string quarterback. And Sight drops back and fires to the outside. And that is caught, and that's going to be 2nd and goal there from the 5.
I can't tell you how much that statement resonated with me as well, Chad. It just took me back to those days, okay? It never was my spot.
Yeah, they had me as a 3rd string quarterback. I never knew why. And I remember, it never failed. I threw the ball, and my coach looked at me and was like, "You just stick to baseball." There's a handoff to Phoenix Jones up the middle, getting to the 3, so a couple of yards on that run as it's going to set up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that's 3rd and goal, just like you mentioned there on the 3. You expect them to maybe even kind of run it down their throat. The way that they've been able to move the ball, it's very much a possibility here. This may be the biggest play of the game for Canton right now.
3rd and goal here from the 3. Let's see what they do. As Dyke drops back, looks, fires, and finds his man, Nick Lockett, for the touchdown. I believe that is Lockett's 2nd touchdown of the night.
And Sop looked great on that, did he not? He knew where he wanted to go the whole way. But I will tell you what, when you have a reliable receiver like Lockett out there, he knew to just get the ball to him, and he would make the rest happen. And indeed he did.
And Mexico City, I'm telling you, has not missed a beat in this game, looking very good on all these drives so far. Chaz Blackwater coming out for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, good kick. That is up and good. Mexico City here towards the end of the 3rd quarter, 24-3. As they are going to be seeing what Canton could do on this next possession. I got to tell you, Canton, Cameron, we've been saying it over and over again, they've got to do something different.
They do. I don't know really what that might be, but I know that you got to make some sort of adjustment here to try to give yourself a competitive edge. It's not working right now at the moment, that's for sure. So pretty much I think you got to throw everything out and start anew.
Yeah, 9 plays, 53-yard possession there for the Mexico City Aztecs as Canton is going to come back out here. And like we said, I mean, they've got to do something different here.
We had talked about it, Chad, if you remember in the 2nd quarter, we had mentioned about the effect that the lack of Canton offense would do to their defense. They've gotten tired. They haven't had any rest because Canton can't stay on the football field.
Gun straight formation here. 90-all slant is going to look to the middle, and that is incomplete. Looked like it was intended for Jack Wall. I don't know if that hit his shoulder pad this time. It may have went through the hands.
Yeah, I'm not sure that developed so quickly there. I think that that it did maybe just slip right through his hands. And I mean, you got to pull those in. There's not many times in this game that they've had the open space in front of them that they had that being completed.
And that's going to bring in 2nd and 10 here. 2 wide receivers set at the top of your screen. Curtis drops back, fires over the middle, and once again, another incomplete pass. Looked like it was intended for Jack Wall again, it looked like.
It did. That's what it looked like. Quickly, they tried to go back to the same play call a second time there to see if they could make anything happen. One thing that I would suggest, though, keep working the sidelines. That's where things had worked for them a little bit before. Now they just need to get some positive yardage and build on it.
4 wide receivers set here out of the single right formation. 3rd and 10. Curtis, short drop, and the pocket collapses, and there he is again. Bernard Patterson with his 2nd sack of the day.
Oh, man, Patterson again. Big man Patterson coming up with a big-time play. And, right now this defense is feeling it. And it's going to be very hard for Canton to move the ball any bit with the way that this defense is playing. Wow.
And that is going to force a punt once again. Breddington James III coming out. Been getting a lot of work in this ball game. As that is going to be punted away. As that's going to be fielded at about the 38. And they're going to get it down to the 40. And Mexico City coming out once again here to probably try to extend this lead.
Yeah, they can really almost seal the deal here if they get another touchdown on this. Just based on the way that Canton hasn't been able to move the football. When you continue to put points on the board like that, and the time of possession, it's really flipping here, isn't it? I mean, I know that was a little bit incorrect in the halftime stat, but it's obvious Canton is just not able to hold on to the football right now at all.
And there's a pass that's going to be to the outside, and that was Bartley on the catch, and he's going to get about a 9-yard gain there as it's going to be 2nd and inches from midfield.
They have changed the way that they have approached the second half, as you can, as we mentioned. Instead, what was going for 4, 5, maybe 6-yard drops is now going for 8, 9, 10 yards. And again, I think you attribute a lot to that. To the tiredness of this Canton defense. They haven't had a whole lot of breathers. And so you begin to see that when you begin to wear a defense down, everything begins to look a little bit easier.
Yeah, I seen what you were talking about. Gary Clem there on the coverage on that out route. Just looked like he just stopped. He was just tired.
Yeah.
2nd and inches here from midfield. Phoenix Jones in the backfield. They are going to indeed hand it off to Jones. He's going to get up the middle, break a tackle, and get out to about the 42 for a gain of 8.
And I feel like Jones is just one broken tackle away from busting it and going all the way. You look at that right there, the way that he's beginning to effortlessly thread his way through the offensive line. He's just one missed tackle away from taking it to the house.
Yeah, 11 attempts, 51 yards running the ball today for Phoenix Jones. Normally you see some bigger numbers there, but still doing an efficient job. 1st and 10 from the 42. Sipe drops back, looking over the middle. It was deflected away. Looked like King Jamal there was able to get the deflection.
Yeah, nice job. That's not the first time we've called his name on that one today, coming up with some pretty big deflection. So another nice job making it 2nd and 10. Anytime that you can just stop the progression, stop the momentum, even if momentarily, that's big right now when you've got a team who's rolling like Mexico City is.
Yeah, 4 wide receivers set here out of the gun. Canton needs to try to get a turnover or something. Drops back, finds the out route. That is caught. Lockett, who's had a big day today, with the catch.
Lockett is going to be up for player of the game. You got to imagine there's going to be a couple of them up there for it, but man, he has just come through big time. And it's really interesting. You've seen them target and hone in on Lockett like you saw Canton doing with Twin Screw. The difference is, of course, is the way that they were able to put points off of it there for Mexico City.
Yeah, and you're indeed right. I mean, but they have been spreading the ball a little bit more, Mexico City has.
Yes.
Than Canton has. So Sipe to the outside finds Ray Bentley on the screenplay. Bentley with a good spin, but doesn't get much further than that, as that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, you're right about that. That is true. One of the differences, they have spread the ball around a little bit more. You are exactly right on that. What's interesting, though, when you have a receiver like Lockett, though, that they go back to, they go back to the well so often, is he's just showing his ability to continue to make clutch catches. Has he had one drop today? I'll have to go check the stat sheet, but if so, it's been a rare one.
Sipe looking down, finds his man walking in, Jason Bartley, touchdown, and Mexico City just broke this game even more wide open.
They did, and there's Bartley again, just like you'd mentioned. When you have the dual and triple threats out there on receivers like they do, it's hard to stop, and you can see what he just blows by him, man. They look gassed, don't they? Canton's defense,
Yeah.
and he looks spry. I mean, he could have run another 40, 50 yards, I think, on that one, but a really nice play and taking advantage of that defensive coverage there.
Yeah, Connor Darien kind of bumped him off like as if he was going to get some safety help, and nobody was back there at all. And great route ran there by Bartley and just walked in there. 4-6, and that's going to bring out Blackwater. It's kind of a bad snap, but was able to recover it and to kick us up, and it is good. So Mexico City here at home enjoying this so far, 31-3. And we keep bringing this up, Cameron. I mean, the offense of Canton just not getting it done. I mean, they got to do something different. We keep saying this over and over, but we don't know what they're going to do.
They do. If you take a look at, as I'm trying to pull up here, their previous games, they 9 points last week, 16 the week before, and now looking at 3 today. With the teams that they've had to play, such as Mexico City right here, you got to be able to produce more.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, the highest points that they have scored this season is 24 in week 2 against Motor City. So coming out here in the gun pair slot formation here, Curtis drops back, looks for Robert Johnson. The check down, was able to get it, and that's going to be a gain of 3.
That's something they're looking at that play, positive yardage. They really, right now, you kind of got to scale down on things, I feel like. Instead, we were talking about going deep a little bit earlier and taking shots downfield. Now we're just sitting here thinking if they can just protect the quarterback and keep from having a jarring loss, you have to see that as a victory.
Yeah, 2nd and 7 here from the 29. 3 wide receivers on the screen. Curtis drops back. Pressure coming to him. Down he goes again. Dan Tritz right there for the sack.
Yeah, and they just totally, loaded up the box there, and they brought them. And the reason they did that is because they know just the kind of action that they've been able to have all throughout this second half, really. I mean, this Canton offense has not been able to really stop anything. And when you see that, you get those kind of formations and you know what you can do. No need to stray away from it. It's still working for them.
50 XA posts incoming out of the gun straight. There it is, and it's not going to work as that's going to be a sack. That looked like a corner blitz coming out of Mexico City. Indeed it is. Jermaine Minfield with the sack.
You know what? That's something that you can do when you're up 28 points, right? You can kind of do something out of the ordinary that you maybe haven't seen most of this game. You can start to bring extra pressure, just like the cornerback there, and it worked to perfection. It's just got them all confused.
Man, what a play call there by head coach Ramos Lynn, who also is the OC and DC for Mexico City. Great play call to dial up that blitz, and Dags is going to get that out to about the 48, 49-yard line, and we're going to see what Mexico City does. But we're going to do that in the fourth quarter as we end the third here. So get your 4, 12s, 86s, and 68s up in the chat. We'll be right back here with more SFL action here in the fourth quarter.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
I jumped the gun a little early there. We are back here in Mexico City. Chad Rowland, camera duty on the call. Ron Haynes and Ramos Lynn in the stats truck for us. Thank you guys once again, as that's a handoff to Phoenix Jones, as that'll be just a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, those guys in the stat truck has done just a fantastic job today. And, of course, Cameron Irvine as well with the production. Easy to call a game when you've got good help like that, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. 2nd and 9 here from midfield. 2 wide receiver set. Sipe drops back, looking, fires to the outside, finds Bartley there, and that's going to be a gain of about 6, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
So it'll be interesting to see what Canton can do here if they can stop them, on this 3rd and short. Right now, though, if I'm Canton, I want to try to, of course, make every stop as good as you possibly can. Don't get me wrong, but if you can get back the ball on offense, right now's a good time to try some things. See if you can find something that works for you.
Yeah, 3rd and 3. Here's they're going to get out to Ray Bentley. He does get the first down and a little bit more as they get that out to the 34. And yeah, I agree with you. I think if you're absolutely right. If you're Canton, try some things on defense and on the offensive side. I mean, you're down 28. Nothing wrong with trying to throw some stuff out of the box there.
No, and this is one of the really, this is some prime practice time for you. Got a team like Mexico City in front of you who's doing a good job, and like you said, you've got nothing to lose. The defense was doing a good job until they really kind of ran out of steam, and of course the offense never really had steam to begin with. So right now, throw everything out, including the kitchen sink, and see what you can come up with.
All right, formation here for the Aztecs. It's going to be a run to Jones, and he's going to get hit in the backfield. That was Gary Clem there on the tackle for loss. And we're going to go out to the SFL studios for a game break here with Cameron Irvine. Cam, take it away.
Thanks, Chad. So Julian Tyree gets the all-time passing record, passing Matt Wilson earlier in this game. But the story has been taken away by Los Angeles as L.A., who averages 18 points a game, has 37 in the third on the Sparrows. 14-point game in the third quarter. Back to you guys in Mexico.
All right, thanks, Cam, for that game break. And that is good to see L.A. with an offense. So let's see if they can keep that up. 3rd and 1 here for Mexico City as they are on Canton's 25-yard line. Power I formation here. Look for Jones to get the ball. Canton look like they're trying to bring some pressure up the middle. And indeed they do. Gary Clem, or actually, yes, the Gary Clem there on the tackle for loss. And that's going to bring out the field goal unit, Chaz Blackwater.
Yeah, you got to commend them there. Still fighting, and just a great job right there by Clem coming up, making the stop. That's one thing that we can say, about Canton is this defense. They never did stop, and they've got a really good, formidable defense. And that just showed it right there. Still coming up. You may be down 28, but keep fighting, keep digging.
Yes, you definitely got to keep fighting there as the kick is up and good. So Mexico City extending their lead 34-3 as they are now up 31 points. And APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. And Canton going to be receiving this from about their own end zone. As Al Dillapre Sr. is going to be able to take that out with a spin move. It gets down to the 22-yard line. So like we talked about before, Cameron, I think you gotta go to the back page of that call sheet if you're Mike Twins Group.
I agree 100%. Right now, you just want to go ahead and see what you got. Try some of those funky plays that maybe you didn't think you had run, but there it is, hiding in the back, collecting dust. Just give it a shot. Just see if you can really create a spark.
1st and 10 here from the 22. Curtis drops back, pocket collapsing and hit as he throws Bernard Patterson, who's just been a menace there in the middle of that defensive line with the pressure up the middle.
Yeah, Curtis is going to wake up pretty sore from this one tomorrow. He's took a lot of hits. One thing that I'm kind of surprised about is, as we look at 2nd down and 10 here, the lack of the screen passes. Listen, I know that they're not going to go deep, but they really abandoned that at a time that I felt like that maybe could have allowed them to open up a little bit more.
Yeah, Bernard Patterson, who I feel like should be an all-star at least once in his career already, but is not so far. Kind of a shame. Second and 10 there, and that is just overthrown by Curtis, and that's going to be setting up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, you talk about Patterson there. Just he's so consistent, isn't he? I mean, he's right there when you need a big play, and he's been all around the field all day today. One thing about this Canton offense as we continue to watch them move a little bit or try to move the ball here is the timing has just been off this entire second half, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's probably the best way to describe it. 3rd and 10 here from the 22. Curtis looking deep down the sideline. That is caught. That is Kendra Wells for her first catch of the night, and it's a big one. Down to past the 10, 5, and she's going to just, look at that, just fancy in there for the touchdown. And finally getting across that white line.
And that has to feel good. For one, okay, take note of this right here. Take a look at the coverage. Take a look at the play formation. As we said, just make a note of this and go back to it in the weeks to come. Right there, you've got something on the outside with Kendra. I mean, a really nice job. They had the defense confused a little bit. I seen 44 was running over real quick to try to make the stop, but no, Kendra was on her way. Those things like that, though, you've got receivers out there. You just got to find a way to utilize them, and right there is one thing that you can take home with you from this game.
Kendra trying to do like a diva impression there, like a wide receiver. 78 yards on that catch. That was her first catch of the night on her 5th target. As that is going to set up Rob Ems here for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So Canton showing they can score. And that is now 34-10 here in Mexico City.
You mentioned it, Chad. That was her first reception, correct?
That is correct.
That's unbelievable to think that it's, a full 3 quarters and then almost half of the way through the 4th before that happened. It's a credit to Mexico's defense as well, but I'm really surprised that they didn't target her much more than what they have.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, actually, she is the 2nd wide receiver. I thought that she was the number 1 wide receiver for them. It's actually Mike Twinscrew, and that is going to be taken to the 24, where Mexico City will come out and probably, I would imagine, Cameron, just try to drain the clock.
Yeah, I would think so. No need to really try anything fancy here. Just kind of, like you said, run the clock down as much as you can. If that means getting some points, well, there you go. But definitely just kind of work on eating up that time right now.
Power I formation here. The defensive line shifting towards that side. As that's going to be a run for Phoenix Jones, throwing a Singletary down in the process with a gain of 4.
Yeah, that's not the first time we've seen Jones take some defenders to the ground today. Boy, I tell you, that's one that's had a good game as well. Now, like you said, the yardage, maybe the numbers isn't as big as what you sometimes are accustomed to seeing, but Jones has come up with some big plays right when it mattered.
Yep, 2nd and 6 here, same formation. And that's going to be another handoff to Jones, and that's going to be up to the side, and that's going to get a first down, and that's going to be up to the Mexico City 35.
If the game stays as it is right now, Chad, that's looking at Mexico going to go 5-2 on the season. And right there you see that they are hanging in there with Fort Worth right now, fighting for the top of the division. And, gosh, that's a tough division, too. I mean, take a look at it. You got Alamo City still sitting there. That it's really anybody's game. So this is going to be a big statement win for them.
And that is a handoff to Jones again up the middle. Pulls through one tackle, but doesn't break the other, as that's going to be a gain of 5. And Cameron, yes, you're absolutely right. The South Division, or as they call it, the Tex-Mex Division, is very competitive. One of the most competitive divisions we have here in simulation football.
Indeed, and then you flip and you look at the North Division of Canton. Canton going to fall to 3-4 here. Against a team like London, who has shown some good spurts of prominence as well.
And there is a handoff up the middle. That is going to be Ray Bentley this time, as he gets the first down out to the 48. And yes, Canton is going to probably end up 3-4, I would imagine, but they're still right there in that division, right? London's not running away with it yet, and Motor City is right there along with Canton.
Exactly. That division right there that you're looking at, they're very close to each other as well, all with about the same record. They can turn it around. It's, like they say, any given Sunday, right? Well, in this case, it's any given Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or maybe Monday. They can come along at any time and really get on a hot streak.
And that was Gary Clem there on the big tackle, as it was only a gain of 3 there on the run. So 2nd and 7 here from the 49. You got Ray Bentley there in the backfield along with 2 wide receivers. Canton shifting around, looking like they may try to bring some heat on the outside. Sight, looking, finds his man. That is Bill Henry there on the catch. Hashtag throw it to the tight end.
I think it was a one-handed catch too there, if I'm not mistaken. So that was a really nice little reception. Yeah, that's good. Henry's come up with some big plays when it's mattered today, and what that did was it made this 3rd down a lot more manageable to continue, maybe even chewing this clock down.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 here from the 44, and that's going to be fired in the middle again. That is Bill Henry again, as somewhere Mike Daggs is watching proudly as he gets a 1st down to the 35.
Just what he was hoping for is coming true. Henry here getting some good receptions, and especially later into this game. And boy, I tell you what, a nice job of securing that football, because he just had a hit laid on him.
1st and 10 here from the 35. Mexico City moving the ball quite well and draining the clock at the same time. So doing a very good job here with the 4th quarter offense with the lead. Letting that clock drain down. 5. They will indeed. That's going to be a handoff. And what a big hit in the backfield. Gary Clem there on another tackle for loss.
Looked like a spear, didn't it? The way he came in there and got him around the midsection. That was a big-time hit. Listen, that's one thing that we can say. Both the score, maybe it's not as close as what maybe was predicted or expected, but these teams have played hard, and there's been some hard hits that's been left out on that football field today.
I know there's a lot of wrestling fans in the SFL that reminded me of Bill Goldberg.
Yes.
Back in the day. That is a handoff to Jones up the middle, and has some daylight there for a second. And that's going to be a pretty good gain as he gets up to 3rd and 3.
I had an opportunity to meet Goldberg one time.
Really?
Yes, we were just happened to be shopping in the exact same clothing store. And I kind of was intimidated, but I just kind of nicely said hi to him. He struck up a conversation with me. We took a picture. He held his fist up. It's bigger than the size of my head. I'm telling you. Good Lord.
Yeah, he's a big man.
Indeed.
I believe he played at George University, if I remember right. I think so.
He did.
3rd and 3 here from the 28. That's a handoff to Bentley. That's going to be a 1st down, and gets across the 20 down to the 17. I actually have my own wrestling story about WWF and stuff like that. That probably when I tell it, that nobody will believe me.
Really?
But when I was younger, I was my cousin, who is no longer here, and my aunt, took us to the WWF event. We were on the aisle in the entryway, when the wrestlers come down. The main event of this match was none other than, this is old, the Bushwhackers taking on the Nasty Boys.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So that tells you how old this was. And it looks like the backups are in now for Mexico City. I'll continue my story after the play. Power I formation here. Ray Bentley in the backfield. And that is going to be a handoff to Bentley, and it's going to be just about a yard on the run. And we were there, and they announced the Bushwhackers. The Bushwhackers come down, right? And it was a tag team title match, and the Nasty Boys came down. Well, if you're a wrestling fan from back then, one of the things that Nasty Boys were known for was when they would go down their entrance, they would lick the foreheads of certain people. And I actually was. I don't even know if I call this a benefit or a thing or what, but I got my forehead licked by Brian Knobs. So there you go. As a kid, it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And it probably explains a lot of who I am today.
You run back to school and you're telling them, I just got my forehead licked, But...
Yep. There you go. So 2 minutes to go here in the 4th. Heavy set formation here for the Aztecs. That's a handoff to Bentley up the middle, and thought he was going to get the 1st down. He does get the 1st down, fighting his way to the 7-yard line, and Canton's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, obviously, I guess they want to try to get, try to stop them from scoring here, or maybe hope to get the ball back, for another chance to maybe put some points up on the board. Kind of was surprised they called that timeout there. But nevertheless, a good job by Mexico City here. I mean, really doing a nice job on this. A really nice methodical drive. And what was it, around 7 minutes when they got the ball back, and here we are with less than 2 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, they've been methodically driving down the field well. That's going to be a handle to Bentley once again as he gets a couple of yards on that, down to the 4. And for some odd reason, Canton's calling another timeout.
The only thing I can figure out is that they want to see if they can maybe come up with a coverage, something from the playbook that they can find that they can use later on down the road, maybe in the event of a goal line stand. Like we said, right now is a good time to just go ahead and continue to try to see what you can come up with.
2nd and goal here from the 4. And there's going to be a handoff up the middle. Looks like Phoenix Jones was on the run as he gets nothing on the play, as that's going to be the final timeout there from Canton.
Now you can expect to see, a lot of time probably come off the clock pretty quickly, being that it is indeed 3rd and goal. But however, if they don't get it into the end zone here, you kind of just expect them to run that down as far as they can before going for, a field goal or something.
3rd and goal here from the 5. That's a handoff, and it looks like Mike All there alongside what looks like Gary Clem, who, by the way, Gary Clem has had a really good day. A bright spot here for Canton. 4 tackles for loss today for Gary Clem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can't say much negative about this Canton defense because I know that the score, it is 34-10, but I don't think that really tells the whole story of just, how long and how well they really held in there, did they? I mean, they spent a whole portion of the first half really keeping Canton in this game. It was only then that when they began to get a little bit gassed when the offense wasn't producing that you saw a lot of points getting rung up on the scoreboard.
Chaz Blackwater out for the field goal again. The kick is up. It is good from 20 yards. And that is going to make it 37-10. Hey, we are almost done with the game here, but don't leave the stream without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out our content for teams and about league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in a survivor pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net. Click on the Discord icon in the menu. The SFL community, 2,000 strong. We will see you there, and that is going to be taken past the 20, back to the 25-yard line. And Cameron, it's crazy to think here that this league is 2,000 people, over 2,000 people strong.
I say it every week when you mention that, Chad. That is one of the biggest things that I've enjoyed about being part of this SFL community is the great conversations. There's so much to do. Even if you're not a player or an announcer or an analyst, just get involved with the chat. If you love SFL, that's the place to come and talk and get to know the people who make up this league. I love it.
Gun straight, 90-all slants, and that is going to be hit as he caught the ball. It looked like Cameron Curtis was looking for a flag, won't get it, and that's going to be 2nd and 10.
Back to the that community there that we were talking about on the Discord server. It has been so much fun. I've got to meet great people like you, Chad, and of course, there's so many exciting things for the SFL that's coming up down the road. Get involved and be a part of it. You're not going to want to miss it.
No, absolutely not. We got a convention coming up here in the middle of the year, which will be fun to go to. And that is going to be a throw. Trying to hit Jack Wall, the tight end. That is incomplete. Looked like it was tipped away there by the defender. Yeah, there's so much a person can do here in the Simulation Football League if you don't want to be a player, right? I mean, you could be a broadcaster like me and you are doing tonight. You could be in the stats truck just like Ron Haynes or Ramos Lynn are. You could do social media. There's all kinds of stuff you could do here. You could be a columnist, right? Write your own stories. Just a lot to do here in the league. So check that out if you're interested. That's going to be gun straight formation here. Curtis going deep down the middle, tipped away once again, and that is going to be incomplete. That was done by Charlie Cooper, the backup inside linebacker.
Yeah, and that does bring us to 4th down 10. Let me touch on this real quick, though, as you're mentioning, Chad. a lot of people sometimes maybe has some reservations about joining groups and chats and discussions. Don't be shy. That's one thing I can say. There's been so many good people on this group that's welcoming and inviting. If you're considering it, just give it a shot. You'll be welcomed with open arms.
Oh yeah, 100%. We welcome everybody here in the league. That's what's so great about it. 4th and 10, last chance for Cameron Curtis. He's going to try to take it himself, and he slides, but that's not going to be good enough, as that's going to be a turnover on downs, and that will be the last shot for Canton.
Yeah, that's a tough way for your game to end right there. Of course, I do understand it. Nothing downfield there hasn't really been all game, unfortunately. So, I guess just go ahead and hit the turf before you get decked. But what a game for Mexico City. Let's just take a look at that for a minute. This team, they are looking so good right now. And really getting a hot streak about them, right? 4 wins straight, is that right?
That is
After
correct.
today?
4 wins. Yep, so 4 wins so far over some pretty good teams, too. I mean, Charleston in week 4, Alamo City week 5, DC Dragons in week 6, and then this week with Canton. And I got to tell you, yeah, I mean, when you're looking at Canton's offense, Cameron Curtis had 178 yards passing. One of those plays was for 78 yards to Kendra Wells. So really, he just barely had 100 yards passing with a 40.9 QBR and only 53% completion.
Yeah, I mean, this defense is for real. And I know that Canton's offense does have their struggles, but again, that just shows you what a defense like Mexico City can do. They're so good, Ramos Lynn, coming up with play schemes, and it's really hard. They don't stay complacent is the word I'm looking for, and it shows.
Yep, that is indeed it, and that will do it here for the ball game. Mexico City with the win, 37-10. And I got to tell you, we've been talking about this defense. They just played lights out tonight. Liam Ryan, 2 picks. You have Ben Charbs with an interception as well. I mean, they played fantastic. Looking at the offensive side, Jordan Sight, 31 of 42, 73.8% completion, 104.1 QBR, 268 yards, 3 TDs, only 1 pick. And I got to talk about a player of the game here. I mean, Nick Lockett was a big target there for Mexico City.
Yes, he was. He was Mr. Consistency today, coming up with a catch like you're going to see right here, just like we saw the entire game, getting open when he needed to. It has been such a good offensive and defensive game, both. A lot of good takeaways for Mexico City going down the field, and I think they put a lot of teams on notice with this victory and just how cohesive they were.
Yeah, Mexico City definitely always consistent, right? I mean, they've been to the playoffs, I feel like, every season they've been in existence. Right now they're 5-2. Looking at Fort Worth, too, as well, as that sit there at 4-2. They haven't played this weekend. I think they're on a bye. But they'll have a half a game lead there in their division. And there's the one bright spot play there for Canton's offense, that big 78-yard touchdown to Kendra Wells. If you're Canton on that other side, Cameron, I think it's time to go back to the drawing board when it comes to the offense.
Yeah, it really is. I feel like a lot of what you can take away from this is you did have that great play right there to Kendra Wells at the very end of the game. Grow on that. Come up with some different play schemes, some different formations as you look at the player of the game, Sipe. I'd also have to give Lockett, Ryan, and Mr. Patterson there nods as well. But yeah, it's been a great game. It really was enjoyable to watch. It got a little bit lopsided there at the end, but nevertheless, both of these teams very competitive. And what more can you say, Chad? It's been a lot of fun. Had a pleasure today.
Yes, the pleasure has been mine as well. For Chad Rowland, Cameron Duty, Ramos Lynn, and Ron Haynes, thank you once again, and we will see you next time here on SFL on YouTube.